Hi, I still get that click in my head every time I sit down with this machine running. Mini PC. This is for the person who feels when something isn't keeping up, the tiny stutter that interrupts a smooth playthrough, the slight lag while you're trying to create, that moment your old setup asks you to wait. You know exactly what I mean. Before anything else, check the current price and stock. Capable mini PCs like this don't linger, and every moment you delay is another moment stuck with gear that limits you. You probably remember the exact instant you realized your old rig wasn't cutting it anymore, when launching a big game or loading a heavy project felt like you were asking it to catch its breath. That hesitation wasn't normal, it was compromise. And deep down, you knew you were done with that phase. From the first boot, this ACEMAGIC Mini just answers. The Intel Core i9-13900HK doesn't negotiate with complexity, you demand, and it delivers. You open apps, run big workloads, spin up creative tools, and it stays calm but capable. That's the sensation of real responsiveness, the feeling that the machine actually keeps pace with how fast you think, not the other way around. Imagine firing up the latest AAA titles with no pre-render waits, textures populating instantly and frame rate staying smooth because the hardware simply handles. Think about editing large files, exporting without dread, and multitasking across apps without hesitation. That's not theoretical, that's how your day becomes when the PC stops being the bottleneck and starts being the enabler. And if you're hesitating because you're thinking about waiting for something maybe better or cheaper, notice this: every time you circle back through specs and alternatives, you end up holding your attention on the experience you want, fluid performance without pause. That's loss aversion. You've felt lag before, and you don't want it again. One surprising benefit most people don't expect until they live with it: the way this Mini stays cool and composed even under real load. Multiple displays, heavy timelines, content creation workflows, it runs without flinching. No noisy fans screaming for mercy. No thermal throttling begging you to bail early. It's quiet performance that becomes part of your rhythm, not a distraction from it. You play with no waiting, you edit with confidence, you multitask without stress, you trust your machine instantly, you feel proud of your setup. It's not bulky or awkward, it's not fussy to connect at some point, endless comparison loops just slow you down. You've lived with gear that almost kept up, and you know exactly how that feels, and how it doesn't feel. You also know what it's like when your hardware finally stops asking you to slow down. That moment is worth having. Once you've felt that level of responsiveness under your hands, every delay feels like postponing progress you already know you want. So if you're ready to stop settling for hesitation and start moving at full speed again, check that price, check the availability, and make the call. This mini PC doesn't just compute, it keeps pace with how fast you work and play.